So, welcome back. We're the Geekiverse here at Buffalo City Comicon. I've got a friend here from a while back, Aaron. He's going to tell us what he's doing here, what his booth's been doing at Comicon.
Well, it's first of all, like I'm a newbie. I mean, not to use this term. I know they use it on radio a lot. Like all-time listener, first-time caller. Like normally I'm with everybody else at a convention. I'm going to booths. I'm seeing all the cool stuff that's out there. This is my second year at the Buffalo Comicon, where I'm on the other side of the table where I'm selling stuff, and that's a complete new experience for me because it's not being a fan. It's always what it's worth to me because of what I love, versus what I can sell it for because what somebody will pay for it.
Right? Is it starting to feel like a job to you a little bit?
A little bit. I used to work at a computer company that shall remain nameless, but they have a new phone out, and I feel myself kind of fighting the urge to slip into like the
salesman mode?
Yeah, the car salesman kind of thing, because I keep talking about deals, and really, I just want to make space in my house, and I want to, nowadays there's so much. I mean, I keep thinking about all the sculpts and the toys and stuff I had growing up, and there's so much they're doing now that just looks amazing, and I'm like, all right, if I'm going to get toys, I want some of these,
What was like a first comic that you had that you loved, that got you into everything?
Oh my God, okay, so the first comics that I collected were some of the 1980 Star Wars, where it was just Luke Skywalker on his own, battling aliens we'd never seen before. It's when they first started expanding the universe,
Like Splinter the Mind's Eye kind of stuff.
Even way before that. I mean, we're talking early 80s, not to age myself or anything. And then after that, I was just giant robots, Transformers, the original series. As a kid, like I don't know if you can get away with that nowadays, but within the first 10 issues, Optimus Prime is headless. Most of the Autobots are scattered and broken. Ratchet's by himself, just out there trying to rebuild everybody. I mean, it was drama that you just don't see that much.
And what do you think of it now? What have they done with these franchises? Have they involved them appropriately, or is they are what they are? At this point.
Well, now that I'm at a selling point of view, I don't know what I can say, but. You know what? I do love some of the new takes on it. I love the fact that technology has gotten to the point where we can have giant Transformers, despite what you may feel about the storylines or anything like that. The fact that I get to see these characters enacting in the real world, and some of the toy lines are amazing. It's great that it's progressed. It's great that so many people have loved it for so long that new generations are taking it over, and it's becoming something else,
Well, I'd be amiss not to ask this too. What about Star Wars? How has that progressed for you as you've gone from the 80s all the way through? Has it fallen off?
Yeah, since I've lived through the entire run of Star Wars, it's been up and down. And the nice thing about, and I think a lot of people who go to movies nowadays, they expect almost every movie to be for them. I read some of the online comments where there's people complaining because they can't relate with the character because it's the lead is now a female or it's an alien or whatever. It's not about that. Can you enjoy the story? Is there something going on that you can relate to? A struggle, a fight. I think we've become a bad audience. And yeah, you might want to see the characters from the comics or from the books represented, which it's never going to be the exact same thing.
Right, because you've got your headcanon, right? And that's what it is. If Luke Skywalker doesn't come out with a blue lightsaber and just chop people in half, I'm not in it anymore.
Right, and it's not fair to the characters because what you come up with in your imagination will never be as good as what you see on screen. And not every movie has to be for every person. So go see it. If you like it, great. If you don't, that's okay.
That does sound like a fruit salesman right there to me.
Yeah. But it's like, well, that's fine. If you don't want bananas, there's apples. There's so much content now that you don't have to worry about every single thing being for you because there's enough out there for you to like something about it.
It isn't. It's amazing how much talking about the two different Comic Cons that we've had so far in Buffalo. How one seems like it's growing and becoming a different thing, and this one still feels like a swap meet, kind of. Would you say that?
Actually, no. I'd say kind of the opposite. I mean, there are some people here that have some things that it looks like, you picked it up at the garage sale, or you found it in like, for instance, my mother dug up a bunch of old Star Wars toys she didn't even know she had from the 80s. So you're having those people that kind of find things because that's how they shop. Like the dealers, that's how they shop, from garage sales or lawn fates or whatever, and they're reselling it here. But the fact that there's also people selling new stuff. There's people selling stuff that I didn't even, again, back to, there's so much content and so much available. There's so many things that I didn't even know were out there. And it's not till I go to a convention and say, oh my God, this company's doing this now, or these are exclusives, that I might get it from the dealer. I might even just go on the internet, get it straight from the company. There's so much more available now. And I don't think that it's like, this is a great place to find things you didn't even know existed.
Right, it's amazing. It's even like Japanese culture coming in. There's just so much that's just expanding. And
speaking of, I was talking about Transformers earlier, the stuff that they're doing in like some of the different Asian markets that are now available here. I can't read what it says on the package, but the robot battle looks cool, and I have to have it. And as a dealer now, my first walkthrough, I'm sitting there going, God, in my head, I'm already spending money I haven't even made, because, I need the giant Devastator. Because it looks just like the cartoon, and it's finally in a form that represents what I grew up with and what I love. So.
Well, we're going to let you get back to your booth so you make some more money, so you can actually spend some. Thank you, Aaron, for joining us in the Geekiverse. Could you have anything to plug? Any Twitter handles, anything like that?
Actually, I hate to say it. No, I don't.
It's fine by me.
Queen City Comic Shop. Make sure you're at our next convention if you're not here. So come next time.
Absolutely. Buffalo Comic Con's been the best. Have a great con.
Thank you much.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
You too. Thanks, everybody. How are you, Adam?
Doing really well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So you're a co-founder of the company. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what your company does?
Yeah, our company is a division out of Buffalo, New York. And what we do is we support and we work within the community for Buffalo film, and we also work internationally for entertainment purposes. Our main goal is to showcase talent out of Buffalo, and one of our big things that we try to do is create films that showcase that amazing talent in Buffalo.
That's pretty awesome.